Welcome everyone to the Seric Show. This is a podcast that is hosted by myself, Spencer Van Winters, and my co-host, Eric Cislak.
Hello, my name is Eric, and I am coming out of my cage and doing just fine.
Amazing. So what we're going to be doing here today is this podcast is going to be different from most you've seen or most you've listened to, in terms of we're going to be playing video games at the same time as talking about things that interest us in the hockey universe, in actual real life scenarios, and like different stories we have with each other, and just random fun stuff that guys just talk about together when they're alone and playing video games.
I think we're not going to take ourselves too seriously. We're going to just have fun. I think a lot of times, we've known each other since we were both 3 years old. So there's a lot of history there. And whenever we talk to each other, it usually just becomes a good time and lots of fun happens. So, we're hoping to keep that going with some...
hopefully we can share some of the fun memories we've had over the years with you right now. So...
well, some of the good ones, some of the bad ones.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the bad ones we might not be too keen on sharing, but it's alright. Anyways, let's get into our threes game here on NHL 20 and the NHL's Eliminator, the threes Eliminator, and we're going to be playing as our club called the Crustaceans.
That's fancy. So, why exactly are we called the Crustaceans?
We are called the Crustaceans because we made a GM mode one time, I believe it was on NHL 19, where we decided to just mess around and make the craziest looking team and like add the funniest sounding goal horns and goal songs and just kind of have like a jokes GM mode together. And we called it the Crustaceans, and we decided to make an EASHL team this year, and I was like, why don't we just name it the Crustaceans, because that's what we did before, and it's just a bit of an inside joke with each other. So
well, the important part though is I sometimes, to Spencer's disappointment / annoyance, I love alliteration for names.
Yes.
And I was thinking of a cool place, and it ended up being... We were called the Charlottetown Crustaceans before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Spencer loved being from Charlottetown, and we got the little crab guy. In NHL 20, we have our team named the New Orleans Ninjas, which I think was even an even better name. And just great stuff.
Are we playing Cole Perfetti right now, or is that what's happening?
Ooh.
I mean, if you can't see, and if you're not watching, we just came against a guy on threes with the name Perfetti something with Cole Perfetti's picture, so that's kind of interesting. It's definitely not him, but it's just, we're going to imagine it's him, so it's more satisfying when we win.
Yeah.
And if there are any really disturbing names, I can just block them off on the video by editing it out, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we'll get into the first game here. So what do you want to talk about for the first topic of our podcast?
Oh, geez. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, right? Well, I don't know how you feel about this, Spencer, but what's your favorite part of hockey?
I am a goalie, but surprisingly, I love scoring goals.
Wow, what a brilliant answer!
Like that. Look at
that.
I mean, just right on target. If I do say so myself.
Dude, you almost killed Jed.
I know. Okay, our guy's name is Jedediah. I don't know why. Eric just decided one day that we'd be naming him Jedediah, and it's just stuck, and it's actually been really fun to just scream Jedediah as we play threes. So I'm not against it at all.
Yeah, you weren't against the name.
I was not, actually. You're right. I'm making it seem like I was.
What a cowboy name was, and I gave Jedediah. What's a better cowboy name, Spencer?
Yeah, I agree, actually. It's hard to come up with a better one than that.
But I mean, now he's a Viking, so.
Yeah. So I don't know if Jedediah is really the best name for our mascot anymore, but it's okay. Oh, are we gonna do the snake
Oh, no,
thing? Oh, we didn't deserve to score that. That was so snaky. But take off his head. Didn't show.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. As a forward that scored a lot of goals, well, scored some, scored a lot on you in particular.
Yes.
My favorite part's goals, and I think it's really interesting to look at kind of goal scoring ability and kind of who has the best skill set to scoring goals, because especially for that was a bad play, especially growing up, you try to pattern yourself after the best, and it's amazing now, the stick technology and the way people can shoot the puck. So
yeah, did you see that stick from Bauer, the new Nexus that has like a hole in its blade?
Yeah, I did. I really want to try it.
Yeah, apparently it has no effect. No, like you'd think it would like really mess with like your shooting or something, or stick handling when it maybe caught an edge and went into the hole, but that doesn't seem to be happening. They seem to account for that, and it's really cool to see. And makes it tiny bit lighter, like the trampoline effect. How did I miss that?
I hit that, Spencer.
I have no idea how I missed that. But yeah, so I'm finding some of the stuff they're doing in the NHL, especially like the things they're trying, is really cool, especially with the equipment. I feel like equipment is one of the parts of hockey that really make it, like, really draw people to it. I mean, especially as a goalie, one of the things that really drew my like eye to the sport and the position is the equipment. I used to be like, oh my god, I love goalie pads. I just used to go on the customizers all the time at school, and I'd spend hours just looking at different hockey pads and different pros, like masks and just different things like that, and just the customizable part about it was always interesting to me. But in terms of being a player, I just love how hard you can shoot the puck now. I mean, they always talk about like the wood sticks, like, and how they affected the players shooting back then, but like I would love to see Wayne Gretzky shooting with a composite stick, don't you know? Like, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be really interesting to see how that would happen, like how that would work. Like, obviously not Gretzky now, but Gretzky in his prime.
I mean, Gretzky now still wouldn't be that bad, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the joke going around is that he could barely raise the puck off the ice. But
I mean,
I've seen plenty of goals. I've seen plenty of goals where he's definitely rocketed into the top corner. So I don't know if that's ever accurate. Yeah. Oh, what's happening with us right now? I think we're talking too much.
We're fine. Don't worry. No panic. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That just as we say, don't panic.
Well, I didn't say don't back check there, Spence.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Oh, I almost. Come on. Yeah. There it is.
See?
Okay. There you go. Just gotta get into open areas. Got open areas, boys.
That was worth 3 goals. That was
good. That was the first win of the podcast. So that's looking good. But
yeah, dude, the Bauer Stick you were talking about. If you haven't seen it, it's basically like a big strip of the blade has been taken out, and like it's literally like there's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's just air.
It's really cool.
I watched a great breakdown from Pavel Barber, who I love his videos. He's so awesome.
His hands are disgusting.
They are, and you because it looks like the puck would like, especially without he didn't tape it up so he could get like an objective test, and like looking at it, you think like, oh, like if the puck's on angle or whatever, it'll mess up the shot or whatever.
That's what I was saying.
Didn't happen. Yeah. It amazingly didn't happen, and it's just it's lighter. It helps them, some of the crazy technology in the stick. So I think when we hopefully get back to playing hockey soon, I think there'll be some some players that are probably testing it out now, and that'll start to be more common around the league.
Yeah, 100%. I just can't wait to see what the next thing is. Do you remember seeing like the Bauer skates that like had like all that air in where the skates being held, whatever that's called? Do you remember seeing those where like it was basically just all open space?
I think I do.
I forget what they're called, like the axis or something. I don't know. It was like first when OD1N goalie pads came out, so I'm not really sure the timeline of that. I had 4 goals that game.
Yeah, but
I
five
didn't
apples
realize.
for me. 5 apples for the kid.
Wow. Okay, but yeah.
Do you remember? I just remembered this. There was an old Reebok stick. It was like green, and there were holes in the shaft.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It was really light actually. Wasn't it made of aluminum too or something?
Yeah. But I mean obviously I don't think it took off that well.
No, but it was really light. I remember holding it one time. I'm a gold now. I didn't realize that.
Oh, dude. Oh, I'm the only silver.
That's all right. That's all right.
You hate to see it.
Get back.
That's a tough look for the kid.
I mean, he's got 5 apples in his last game. You can't be that bad.
I mean, there's a reason he's called E-Money. I mean, what can I say?
Okay, anyways, like, I think that hockey really can't go much further with equipment, like, upgrades. Do you know what I mean? Without being automated. But that's why I'm so interested in seeing what they're going to do, because I don't know how much more you can improve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, obviously I'm not an expert, and I can't really know the nitty-gritty stuff of sports science and how everything works, but I really don't know what else you could do to make everything better than it already is, other than making it lighter or more durable, but that's pretty basic stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Relatively.
Obviously, one topic of discussion that's kind of unfortunate is like the Kevlar body armor almost.
Yeah.
Which would have stopped cases like Ilya Mikheyev and Cal Clutterbuck getting cut by skate blades.
Yeah. Well, that's what goalies have in their chest protectors. We have Kevlar, I believe.
Yeah.
In most of in CCM, I know they do.
Oh, jeez.
But
man, the goalie Tucker Tynan from the Niagara Ice Dogs, man, like this year he had a skate his leg cut. He almost died.
Oh yeah, his thigh. I saw that. Yeah, it didn't cut an artery, I don't believe, but it was that was really scary. It was Oh, come on. But yeah, no. That's scary.
I don't know. I think there'll be a way. I think that's a good focus. You know, like of advancing that technology so it's lightweight and can fit on different pieces of equipment, or like different, like it can fit underneath it so players can use it just to protect from skate blades, because there's a couple incidents. I mean, I think Johnny Boychuk got a skate to the eye this year.
Oh my god.
As well.
I remember he got like 100-something stitches in his eye.
Like,
or no, it was like 98 or something, and like he got mad, or I don't know. I don't think he got mad. I just remember hearing on a podcast that it'd be funny if like he got mad that he didn't get 100 stitches, because that's just like how hockey players are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, we were talking about earlier was shooting, just like I demonstrated there. So I have always loved the snapshot / wrist shot, because I love the quickness to it. I love it more than slap shots. I'm much better at slap shots in real life, but I've always loved snapshots and wrist shots better because of the quickness and the deceptiveness. So who would you say is like your favorite player in the league that's like really amazing at snappers or really amazing at wristers?
Now, if Oh man! If you're not already aware, we're based in Toronto, so I think there'll be a lot of Toronto talk on this on this show.
Yes.
But specifically of this man, Austin Matthews. I mean, it's hard not to start there. When I get to watch him play all the time, because the way he shoots is just, it's remarkable. It's amazing. He's able to change the angle with a little curl and drag move, and I've been able to watch over the years how his shot has actually changed.
Yeah. So how have you seen it change?
Well, before it used to be just more of like the quick release, and like it would beat goalies just because it was deadly accurate. And now, I think it was before the start of last year, he added the curl and drag. And I mean that's like his signature move now.
Oh, 100%. When I think of Austin Matthews, I think of his curl drag shot. Yeah, especially the one against Carey Price, was it? It was disgusting.
That was in the first game of that season when he was debuting it, essentially. Yeah. I heard talks about this new shot that he was working on. Oh, you gotta pass that.
So bad. I know. Oh my god. I can't score.
But yeah, like he can pick the top corner. It's such a hard shot. Sometimes like. Nice pass. I've never seen. I think, especially some of the other people we'll talk about, a lot of them are right-handed shots. So as someone that myself shoots left, it was rare for me to be able to like really understand the shot, if it almost makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
model it, because because it's harder as like as a righty imagining how a lefty shoots, or a lefty imagining how a righty shoots. It's just like natural in the way your body works, right? So
yeah,
it's like it's nicer to have like that player you can like kind of model your shot off after a little bit, like Austin, like knowing how like he's releasing it, because you know how it works on that side of your body. It makes it so much easier to like learn how to shoot that way, or learn how to like release the puck in a more effective way, especially after just watching professionals do it, right?
Yeah,
I think that's one of the like underrated things about watching professionals is like learning from them, and just like how much you can actually learn from someone just by watching. Just it sounds obvious, but like just watching someone play at the top level is just so impressive that you can learn so much just by watching for like 10 minutes. And like Austin's like one of those guys where it's not the obvious things that he does, but it's like the little things that when you look back you're like, wow, that was really special, and you can learn from that. So
yeah, and I think it's also amazing because he sticks out in the professional league, like against all these guys. Oh man, what a scummy move from these guys! Like, are you kidding me?
Oh my god,
this is what they deserve.
And then muck them.
Yeah, they deserve that. That's karma right there.
That's karma. If you couldn't see what happened there, they were standing behind the net with the puck to try to waste time. I went in for a hit, stole the puck off of him, or did you steal a puck off him?
Well, his pass missed and went off the boards.
Yeah, and then we got the puck back and we scored.
No.
Oh god.
Oh.
Nice block.
Huge back check. Whew.
All right. That's the end of the period. 4-4 at the end of that one. Second game, it's 4-4. 20-10 shots for us.
Like, come on.
So I think we're rightfully 90.5% passing to their 68.8.
The thing is,
excuse me, good sir.
They had 2 separate money pucks for a total of 3 goals taken away from us. So
yeah,
that's the only reason this game is tied.
That's why threes is fun, though, isn't it? That's like one of our not key traits. One of our characteristics playing this game is that we'll have really slow starts a lot of the time, but then we'll just storm back with money pucks.
Well, I mean, it's got my name in it. I'm E-Money, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's our. Yes. There we go. There it is. Round 3. That wasn't our best game. I'm not gonna lie, but.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't a smooth sail, but we got there in the end.
We didn't need our best game against these guys.
No. I'll save it. Whew.
Yeah.
But yeah, Austin Matthews sticks out right away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I mentioned a goal, I know that you could envision it just because of how memorable it is to see someone shoot the puck like that, because you don't see it anywhere else.
Yeah, no,
you can just whip it.
It's so satisfying to watch too, because it's so fluid the way he shoots.
Mm-hmm. He makes it look easy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It just makes it look so easy, and I don't understand how he just does it so fast.
And it's with such force.
And accuracy and precision. Like, he knows exactly what he's doing. Like, in the milliseconds he's doing it. It's, like, so unbelievable. That's how you can, like, tell. Like, my dad has been watching hockey for years. He lived in New York. He had Maple Leaf tickets since the ACC opened, season tickets, and like had season tickets at the Maple Leaf Gardens. So my point is, he knows his hockey, right? And one of the main things he always said was he always thought Paul Coffey was more impressive than Wayne Gretzky on the ice, just because of the way he played. And my dad always found him more impressive, just because of the way he played and like you could just tell there was something different. Like Paul Coffey, the point I'm trying to make is like Paul Coffey and Austin Matthews, Wayne Gretzky. Like obviously my dad thought Coffey was better than Gretzky. That's not the point. The point is that all these amazing players just do those little things so perfectly that just make them the next step up above all of their peers. And like Paul Coffey, my dad said his skating was that one thing, and Austin Matthews has his shot. Paul Coffey, his skating was, according to my dad, some of the best he's ever seen. And I'd argue Austin Matthews has one of the best deceptive shots ever, because of the way he's able to release and just use power behind it. I mean, like his wrists must be so strong. I mean, like just to get that much power, and especially one of the things that impresses me so much about Austin Matthews' shot is the space he can get power off of it, he can do it in such a tight little area that it's so undeniable how impressive it is. Like, I don't know if you can add anything on that or.
Well, I think you're definitely right about that. He doesn't need that much space, and especially with a lot of especially like more old time hockey fans, when they made the switch from wood sticks to composite sticks. This is the reason my grandpa also still plays with wood is the fact that he was worried that, you know, when you make the stick a lot lighter, you sacrifice force.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they can make shots like this hard is just a testament to kind of their ability to use the flex for all it is, because that's the benefit of the composite sticks is that it can flex on the ice.
Of course. Okay.
What's a shot that really sticks out in your mind, Spencer?
What do you mean?
A wrist shot, like who sticks out? So
who sticks out to me for a wrist shot? It's kind of a snap wrist. I mean, growing up in Toronto again, I'm obviously gonna go with Phil Kessel.
Oh, really?
His wrist and snapshot has always just amazed me. I love his form when he does it. His like one little kick up with his leg. I love that. I've always just found it so amazing how he goes heel to toe when he shoots every time with those wristers to really get sauce on the puck. One of the things that really impressed me was that, like, the sauce he gets on all of his hard shots. Like, a lot of hard shots you see aren't the most, like, straight in terms of, like, the way the sauce is happening on the puck. But But like Phil Kessel just seems to have that perfect flying saucer shape every single time he's shooting the puck with a wrister, and I've always just found that really impressive and just elite. Really, wow, our goalie's just standing on his head. I'm just lost for words.
Yeah.
Oh God, why did I do that?
Oh, the guy just hit me away from the puck. You know what's interesting is I completely agree with you. But Phil was not one of the guys I was thinking of.
Really?
As far as shot goes. And I think it's because what's different about Phil is he usually shoots it kind of low blocker side. Like he usually doesn't pick the top corner. But that doesn't
goes across the
anything
body
from a shot. Yeah, the cross body is very difficult because
it's even a little bit more impressive than picking the top corner near side, because you have to go across the goalie. The goalie has that much more time to make a save off of you.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And yeah, I mean, when I think of Phil Kessel's shot, I think of quickness. Like, it's just he would dart. Like Oh yeah.
No. I was just gonna say, like, there's like hard shots, then there's like fast shots, and then there are like heavy shots. Like hard and heavy aren't the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
When if you saw Phil Kessel on the street or you see him, you wouldn't think of him as a super fast skater.
Oh, not even close. You'd think he worked for like an engineering company or something.
I don't know if he looks. I mean, I'm gonna say I don't know if he looks smart enough to be an engineer. I have no hate.
I didn't know that's what you meant by that. I thought you meant like you just okay. That's funny.
But
Jedediah.
It's remarkable how often he would dart down the wing and here we go. And just quick, like he as my dad used to say, he's not a fast player. Like in a straight line, he's not fast, but he's got amazing quickness. Where in a moment he can beat a player just like one-on-one. If it was a full ice skate, other players are probably faster, but he can get up to speed quicker.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time and just beat, because really you got to pick your opportunity in a league like that. I mean, it's so tight checking. You got to wait for your opportunity. You got to take advantage of it, and he's very good at that. He would just dart down the wing, get that quick shot off, and it would just go in so often.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who I've always been really impressed with? Like, not always, but recently been really, really impressed with his quickness on the ice. Like his acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Barzal.
Oh my God.
His acceleration is unbelievable.
His skating ability.
It's the agility too, right?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I thought I was going to Jed. My bad.
Oh yeah, I'm done. The way he can kind of wind it up, as they say, which is like when he gets the puck, he kind of takes his time.
Yeah, that's what McKinnon does too. Where like it's kind of like what old PK Subban used to do. Mm-hmm. When he used to like wind around the neutral zone, not the neutral zone, but the offensive zone as a defenseman. But like Barzal, McKinnon, they all like to skate near the point, and it's really, I love watching it. Mm-hmm. It's just like something about smooth skaters like that, and it's effortless quickness.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most impressive part.
I'd say another kind of going back to the 2016 draft, Patrick Laine has an amazing shot as well. I mean,
oh yeah.
I would say that's a shot that is a heavy shot. Like there's a lot behind that.
It feels like you'd hurt when if you tried to block it. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously any shot from the NHL player would hurt, but like
I mean, it's a puck. Like
that one looks like it would hurt.
It's a couple pounds of rubber. Like it's it doesn't tickle. You know.
Yeah. Like, would you rather get hit by Kevin Hart or The Rock? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, The Rock, but also just to meet The Rock. I mean, that'd be awesome. Dwayne seems like such a solid dude.
Oh, we're losing it here, Eric.
The future president.
The future president.
I'm all for President Rock.
Fair. I'm being selfish. My bad.
How can you hate on The Rock? Oh my God, no.
Nice play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Line
Oh!
his shot, as far as like wrist or snapshots go, probably one of the hardest in the league, I would say. And the fact that it's amazing how he can pick a corner like that. Like that's a shot where it's just unfair for a goalie. Like you're just like, well, you know, it's kind of a trump card. You know what I mean? You can be playing a solid game the rest of the game, but you have a game breaker like that, like Matthews or Laine, who just gets the puck and shoots it like no one else can. And
I've always just found Laine to be very one-dimensional.
I think he definitely was before this year, but I know he added some more elements to his game. Also, really quick, just want to say the fact that we are victorious.
Yeah, well,
Through this eliminator, we are the champions.
I mean, what do we expect, right?
Oh, wowzers! That's okay.
We got to act like we've been there before.
I mean, we have, but I'm just
we have.
But yeah, he actually he had a lot more assists than goals this year.
Really?
Which was amazing. Yeah, sometimes he would like almost refuse to shoot the puck, and in his personality, he was kind of funny with it. He's like, I remember he got asked by a reporter about his lack of goal scoring, and he said something like, "I remember when I used to score goals." But he's a natural goal scorer. I remember hearing that when he was young in Finland, he would shoot so many pucks at old soda
his hands
cans.
would start to bleed.
Exactly, his hands would bleed.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine just
that.
sticking through with that? Like, that's crazy.
Can you imagine getting to the point where your hands start bleeding from shooting a puck, though? Imagine how many shots that is.
Yeah, I mean, that's an explanation for why it's so good.
I know. It's ridiculous. Like, the dedication you have to put into being an athlete at that level. Like, they always talk about, like, all the professionals, once they're done their careers, they always have so many issues with their bodies because they just put so much pressure and they put their bodies through so much damage that, like, it's impossible to live a normal life afterwards. And, like, obviously every professional wouldn't give up their professional career ever just so they wouldn't feel like a little bit of knee pain all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, every single one of them is, like, so proud of what they did, but, like, it's just crazy, like, the effect that sports have on the human body sometimes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But like,
it's a little sad.
Pardon?
I mean, it's a little sad in the way that, you know, there's so many fans that cheer for it. Cheer for. I mean, people love fighting in the NHL, and I mean, there's a lot of sad stories about fights gone wrong and what happens to former players, and for me, it's uncomfortable for me to watch a fight now.
It is a little bit,
cheer
isn't
it
it?
on.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's that side, the natural excitement that comes from it, you know.
Everyone says it's, like, soft if we do that, but, like, I think it's, like, smart. Like, I'd rather be alive than soft, right? I mean, like, than hard. Do you know what I mean? Quote unquote. That sounds weird, but
no, that's
like,
gonna be a quote.
Yeah, I'd rather be hard.
That's gonna be our first thing of merch. Oh no! Oh, what?
Oh, that's you? Nice. Okay. Okay, I'll take it.
I got a penalty shot out of nowhere. I don't know what.
I don't know what you got the penalty shot for.
Me neither, man. But yeah, no, it's definitely that uncomfortable thing, and I think It is
It's
sad
just weird
that you have
because
to be looked on as soft, right? Like for just
Yeah.
caring.
I
about
just
something.
remember when I was younger how much I used to cheer for fights because I didn't really understand the effect it was having on the players, right? Like you
Hmm.
look at athletes like they're these superhuman things, which they kind of are, but like they're still human at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah.
despite being fantastic at this one thing or multiple things, like they're still human and they're still affected the same way you and I are like affected, and it's just sad like that people like you think your entire life growing up that being an athlete would be the best thing ever because it's like always fun all the time, like
Hmm.
it's just playing sports, right? That's just fun.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you have to look at it as what it is now, and it's a business, and it's grueling, it's harsh. I mean, you think of all the stories of players that just let go because they like just get a small injury or something and the team can't afford, quote unquote, to like risk them like the millions of dollars that they're paying. Do you know what I mean? And it's just so
Yeah.
sad because that person worked their entire life to get where they are, and their life's essentially ruined because of one little thing. And yeah, we're starting to see that more often with concussions too, because people are starting to understand the impact that the concussions are having on the athletes, and not just the athletes, the people around the athletes, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've
For sure.
had four concussions minimum in my life, and
Hmm.
and I love sports more than anything in my life, but again, that's kind of hyperbole because I do love my life more than I love sports. So I would take back all the memories I have playing sports just to ensure that I wouldn't have all that stuff wrong with me later in life if it does happen. But right now I'm fine. But it's just scary to think about.
Yeah.
But like it's just scary to think about for the fact that there are people right now going through that, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
No,
I
it's
don't know if that was too deep, but
no. I wouldn't say it's too deep. It's uncomfortable for people to talk about, especially when there's been a real lack of research for CTE and a lot of long term concussion effects
yeah.
and exactly what causes it. So I mean,
Hmm.
it's good to have a discussion. You shouldn't shy away from talking about that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I do. I think I remember one of the concussions specifically, Spencer, which is when we were at school during recess. Now, do you want to tell that story?
Oh, you want me to tell this story? You want me
Well,
to look like an idiot on our first podcast?
no.
Was which one was this one?
Okay, well,
You tell it.
I think it involved a soccer net.
Okay. I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, which one? Dude,
What's the
honestly,
bad
you know
part?
what? Your
No.
choice. You can choose whatever one you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell the one where we were playing Marco Polo, and we were on these like at our old middle school. We had these like makeshift like build your own backstops like for baseball and softball and stuff, and like they were made of metal, and they had like this bar that went diagonal like right around head level. So we used to stupidly, well, I let me preface this. The game Marco Polo is to keep your eyes closed and to say Marco, and people reply Polo when you're near them, and you're supposed to like use your hearing only as your only sense to like really like find your way and catch people. So I stupidly, unlike everyone else who inevitably cheated in this game as a child, I decided I wanted to play by the rules and actually keep my eyes shut instead of peeking. So I was it, and I was walking towards what I thought was my friend because I heard him say Polo, and then I was like, Marco, and then one of my other friends said, Spencer, he's right in front of you. So I stupidly sprinted forward with my eyes closed, head first into this bar, where I hear a thump, like the classic, like, cartoon, like metal, like ringing sound, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like that happened with my head, and I just had a giant goose egg on my head for the rest of the week, and it was just so bad. I never didn't cheat in Marco Polo again. I think that's the lesson in all of this, really.
I know. I'm sorry, man. Sorry for making you relive that.
No
a joke to make up for it.
Of course.
Okay. Let me paint the scene here. So, Spencer walked into a bar. Ouch. Thank you.
Wow. You amaze me. Where did you come up with that one?
Listen, it's just something you can't teach, you know? Sorry about that.
God, okay.
You know who I think has an underrated shot? Who's, actually had a very good season, but his shot is really remarkable for a reason. Mika Zibanejad, I would say.
Zibanejad, yes, from the New York Rangers. I totally agree. He had a 4-goal night, didn't he? Or 5-goal night.
He had a 5-goal night.
5-goal night. He had a 5-goal night. That's ridiculous.
And might I say, as a fantasy owner, someone dropped him early in the season from the league when he got hurt. And I picked him up.
Oh my God.
And it was so sweet because he was incredible this year.
That's unbelievable. Like, I'm jealous.
He was on a 50, like he was going to score over 50 goals if it was a full season.
Oh, 100%.
And
it's like Matthews, though.
Oh, of course, Matthews. I'm still sad.
Do you think he's disappointed?
I think most players are disappointed.
Because, like, there's only so many shots you get at scoring 50 goals. I mean, Austin will inevitably hit 50 goals again in his career. I 100% believe that. But, but like, if you look at William Karlsson, he was pretty close to 50 that year, wasn't he? Or didn't he have like?
I think 46? He had 43 or 44.
Okay,
which is still
that's
good.
Still an unbelievable amount of goals in the NHL, right? Any goal is an amazing goal in the NHL to me. I'm sorry, I would give up my house to score a goal in the NHL, but
yeah. Dude, I remember
I would give my body, as I hypocritically said before. So,
our buddy Alex tried to convince me that he would score, I think, like 10 points or something in a full NHL season, and I needed to tell him, like, you're crazy, like, you're insane.
That just doesn't make sense.
No,
he couldn't score 10 points in my lug league. Okay,
yikes.
like I'm just saying, like.
Well, I mean, it depends who he's playing with.
Well, even if you're playing with Connor McDavid, I'm sorry, you still have to play against professional hockey players that are playing in the NHL. Like,
no, in the NHL,
there's a reason why there's like only like 0.1% chance of like making the NHL or something. Like, there's only 1% chance, not 0.1. That seems a little off, but I wouldn't be surprised actually. You never know.
I know that there's like a city in Sweden where like is a crazy high percentage. Like it's a very small. No, not a city. It's a town. There's like a couple thousand people, but there's been multiple notable NHLers that have come from there.
Yeah. Well, the podcast doesn't know this, but I'm actually adopted from Russia. I'm from Yekaterinburg, Russia, and that's actually where Pavel Datsyuk's born. So I am born in the same town as Pavel Datsyuk.
Yeah, I always knew you were a Red Wings fan deep down.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Yeah, speaking of Sweden, anyways, getting back to Zibanejad, I think his shots are made. Obviously, he gets a lot of power. He generates it, and from a different way than a lot of the other people we've described. The way his stick is, the angle of his stick, he holds it very far away from him.
Really?
The angle of it, it's like more on a diagonal than up and down.
What advantage?
Like it's more on an angle. Because you can hold it further away from your body, which gives you more room to maneuver and stick handle and stuff, because it's held out away from you. So instead of it being in tight, you have it out far away, and it's easier to make moves like that. Another player that notably has a stick like that and holds it out is William Nylander.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, that makes sense. The way he skates with the puck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but like Austin Matthews has a shorter stick than what people usually his height have. Mm-hmm. He said that in an interview. It's like because he likes to get power out of it because he draws more power from like leaning into the shot. So he uses a shorter stick. But it's interesting that the playmakers I feel would use the longer sticks or like the sticks where like you're kind of leaning outwards, so you're always ready for a pass, or you're always open, or you're always like your head's always up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of like being a shooter where you can just like kind of look down at the puck once you know where you're shooting. I don't know if you look down when you shoot, but
no, I don't. But it allows you to create more space between you and the puck, which makes it difficult for the defender to kind of get in the way, and also for a goalie to read the shot. I'm trying to think. Funny enough, just going back to what you were saying, I know Phil Kessel as well would use like a 60 flex stick.
Yeah.
For his shots. I mean, they would always break. He would never take slap shots for that reason. No, because they would break if he used this on a slap shot.
100%. Because he just weighed so much too, right? It wasn't only that.
Hey man, this is a Phil friendly podcast.
But like it's just like 60 flex is like made for like someone who's like 120 pounds. This guy's like 200 pounds. Like of course he's gonna have a rocket. Like,
yeah,
the stick's just gonna bend in half.
Yeah, I know. Like I feel that way if I use a 70 flex now.
Yeah, someone I always noticed when I was growing up, because our season tickets are like second row beside the penalty box, so you were really close to the ice. So I always saw the sticks flex, like when people were like warming up and stuff. Mm-hmm. So when I was watching Cody Franson, his stick was so long that every single pass, every single time he put his stick on the ice, I felt like you could see a curve in the stick because it would be flexing every single time. Like that was one that always stuck out with me is Cody Franson.
Oh, the superstar.
I actually always liked Cody Franson. There's always something about him.
Me too, man. Like especially the Leafs have really struggled to have a right shot defenseman for years, and he was a good one. I mean, he had a really good year. The year they went to the playoffs, and then played 6 games against Boston. Game 7. Yeah, well, I don't remember any Game 7. I don't know what you're talking about. They played 6 games, and then suddenly next season started. As far as I'm concerned,
it was so weird. It was like the whole season just disappeared.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another person that holds their stick like Zibanejad. I think Pietrangelo kind of does.
McDavid kind of holds it out.
He does, but I think it's less noticeable.
Yeah,
with McDavid.
McDavid's
kind of the angle.
Back is always so straight when he stick handles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great. I think Mark Stone as well. I put under that category.
Mark Stone.
Yeah, because I mean he's almost always leading the league in takeaways as well. He's got that long reach.
He's an unbelievable player.
Exactly, because he can hold it away from his body more often. It lets him kind of poke out loose pucks and stuff.
Who's your favorite player, Eric?
My favorite player?
Yeah.
Put me in a tough position here because I always qualify it because it's tough for me to say favorite player that's not on the Leafs. So it'd be Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews is my favorite player on the Leafs, just because of how fun it is.
And you're
to watch him play
to him in size and shot
and in mustache.
Yeah, and mustache. Eric has a beautiful mustache, which he is neglecting to show on camera. So I am also neglecting to show myself on camera today.
Dude, we're playing against Yarmer Yager and Victor Hedman right now. What is going on?
Yeah, they're just
and
together.
It actually looks like them.
I know, it's kind of funny.
What?
It's not them, Eric.
You don't know.
Yarmer Yager doesn't play NHL 20. He's like 48.
Well, he doesn't play any hockey right now. He's got. I'm sure he seems like a Twitch streamer. The hair.
Yarmer Yager seems like it. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that next episode. Low key Twitch streamers in the NHL.
Oh no!
My god, we're getting mocked. Okay, we need to concentrate.
But yeah, I'd say Osmaz is my favorite Leaf. My favorite non-Leaf, I would say, would be Nathan McKinnon.
Very nice. Very good pick.
I mean, his highlight packs is insane. Yeah. I think he's, if I had to start a franchise, he would be the second player I'd take after McDavid. Even though Austin Matthews is there, I would, at this point in time, I would take McKinnon. I know that's
really
controversial, but
no, I would actually, I'd say that wouldn't be a bad pick at all.
Oh, I know, but especially within Leafs Nation, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure people can admit that Nathan McKinnon's better than Austin Matthews. If you watch hockey, you should know that just as a fact. Like, Austin Matthews is unbelievable in his own right, but Nathan McKinnon is also unbelievable in his own right. I mean,
yeah.
And I feel Nathan McKinnon's, even though the money differential is a little different, but I think Nathan McKinnon's a better player than Matthews at this moment.
The what could be a decider for people, and I understand, and that's why I'm hesitating with saying that, even though McKinnon would be my pick, is the fact that Matthews is younger, and at this point in time, for McKinnon, I mean, McKinnon was like a 60-point player at this point.
I'm just saying right now, I think that McKinnon's better.
Yeah, if you were taking a player for a game now, you take McKinnon.
Mm-hmm.
But long term, I can definitely understand Matthews.
Yeah.
Who would be your favorite player, Spencer?
My favorite player, not on the Leafs. My favorite player on the Leafs is Mitch Marner. I love Mitch Marner. I have a
seems like a solid
Mitch
dude
Marner
and great player.
I am in love with Mitch Marner.
Jesus.
Yes.
How are you gonna break it to Nicole?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend, and she knows my love for Mitch Marner. I really love this dude. I just think he's just a really solid dude. You know, like I just think
he seems like such a nice guy.
He just seems like I just want to be his best friend. You know, like I don't even care that he's great at hockey. I just want to be his best friend. I just feel like he'd just be such a fun guy to hang out with, and just like I feel like, oh god, that was my fault. But not
that's
on
right.
the
You're
Leafs.
just talking about wanting to be best friends with Mitch Marner. That's fine.
I know, yeah, but not on the Leafs.
Fine, I
it's
guess.
Actually,
Ever.
It's actually.
I mean, I get it.
I love you, buddy.
Anyways, so not on the Leafs.
Not on the Leafs. It would have to be Evgeni Malkin. I love his size. I love his power forward presence. I love his shot, his skill. I think people underestimate Evgeni Malkin's skill. If you ever look at his highlight pack, a lot of his goals aren't just muscly goals where he's just pushing past everyone with his size. He's actually like pulling off an unbelievable deke that ends up being a goal or creates, oh my god, or creates like some sort of play out of nothing, and it just makes the goalie look silly. Like there's so many instances where Evgeni Malkin is just so underrated, I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean Malkin, he was infamously snubbed from the NHL's top 100 list that they released a couple seasons ago during the 100th anniversary.
That. Yeah.
I mean, he would definitely get a lot more credit if he wasn't the second best player on his team, as good as he is. Mm-hmm. And I say that respectfully, but I think most people would agree that he's the second best player on his team.
I've met people who've said that Letang or Gensel are better players.
Oh, wow.
What do you say to that?
No. Especially, I mean, Letang's defensive inability, I would say. Not even ability. It's like he's
Travis
very
Barrett.
poor defensively. And I really do like Gensel, but I mean, it's a no contest if I had to pick one for a team. I mean, the big center who can put up 100 points in a season, Gensel's a very smart player. And he's great. He's 40 goal scorer, but I mean, Malkin,
I think Gensel's very, very good as well.
But yeah, Malkin, I think it was till he was like 15, he was undersized. So that's how we learned.
It's really hard to believe, though, eh?
I know, and that's how he got such great skill development, because he was working on stick handling.
Yeah, because he's
like
probably,
a smaller
he probably
player would.
played a lot differently.
Exactly. And now, but he still kind of plays like that player. I mean, he's definitely got more power, but he has the ability to kind of revert back to those days of his great hands.
Yeah.
His amazing play with the puck and his vision, because that's how he used to play, and that's how he had to
100%.
play before he had the big, growth spurt.
Big growth spurt, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, watching him when he is mad is incredible.
Oh, he plays with a different level.
Yeah, he's a scary individual.
How can you describe him? Like, it's like if you were to start playing with a grizzly bear's cub in front of her.
I don't know if I can describe it any better than, there's a video on YouTube, a little compilation of him getting mad, and it's called "Angry Gino is Score," because of his broken Russian. That's something that he would actually say.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's broken English, because he
broken
mainly speaks Russian. His broken Russian. And I remember one time this year when Crosby was going to be out of the lineup, and he hadn't been playing well. He's like, "I must be fire, so I will be fire." And then he was dominant for that stretch. When he turns it on, he's one of the most dominant players in the league. The reason that he's not always winning scoring titles and stuff is because I guess he doesn't have to be, which is smart. I mean, you want to save some for the playoffs, and you've got Crosby on the team.
Draisaitl, but Draisaitl had more points than McDavid this year, didn't he?
Right, but Draisaitl hasn't consistently done that. I mean, Malkin's had more points than Crosby in a season, but
fair enough.
You know, the consistent greatness. If Draisaitl also leads the league in scoring next year, then I think that's,
I think
that's a different case.
Draisaitl might have the opportunity to do that, especially if Edmonton gets better at all. Like if Edmonton gets better, like I like what they did at the trade deadline, but like if they get better at all, I feel like they're gonna be so good. Like,
yeah.
Like I really like Edmonton now. I was always a skeptic of Edmonton, but I've liked what they've done the past couple of years.
Thing is, I don't like their jersey. I hate rooting for them.
I like their like dark one, their alternate from this year.
Yes,
it's really cool.
That should be their normal one, though. That's my argument. Is they need
every Edmonton fan
no.
would say that's wrong.
Sorry, I was thinking of a different jersey. I was thinking of their old blue jersey.
The lighter blue one.
Yeah, the lighter blue.
Okay, yeah.
Those should be the regular.
That should be their regular.
And their alternate should be the orange one with that lighter blue. I'm not a fan of the navy.
No, yeah.
It sounded like I was a huge fan of the navy, but I'm trying to say I'm not a fan at all. So I understand where there's some confusion there.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. So really, wow, because I know there was a time where you were a huge Teuvo Teravainen fan.
Oh yeah, I love Teuvo time, but I really, there's something about Evgeni Malkin that I looked up his highlight pack and I just fell in love. Sorry, I just turned on my Xbox for some reason. My Xbox 360. Not my
Oh. I was like, are you going to disconnect it?
I just have the puck doing moves.
Oh, Spence.
I'm sorry.
I will say, though, Malkin looks like he's broken his nose a couple times.
Oh, he's not the most
prettiest
attractive
face.
dude in the world, but
Yeah.
neither is Ovi. He
No.
just did the Clark MacArthur pass.
Oh,
How did he miss that?
Yeah. Are there any other shooters you want to get to? I think I have one or two more I might want to mention, but are there any that come to mind for amazing wrist
shooters?
shots? Yeah.
Panarin?
Panarin, I think he has a great shot, but I wouldn't classify him as a top shooter anyway. I feel like he's more of a playmaker, but I think
No, you're
right,
right. No,
in that everything he does is elite.
Yeah, like his shot is so good that you could compare it to players with that tag. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's got a great shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pasternak.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a little tough to admit it because obviously Boston are chief rivals of Toronto.
I hate admitting that Pasternak's good, but he's so good.
He is. I hate admitting that Marchand's good, but he's so good.
Kucherov.
Yeah, he can really sling it.
Yeah,
Like
he's got one of the hardest one-timers I've seen too. Like he has like just a clean one-timer.
If I'm going to be honest, Spencer, I'm surprised you haven't mentioned someone. But don't worry, because I'm going to mention him now. Well, actually, two players from the same team. They're kind of, they get grouped together a lot, and they both have great shots, but kind of different shots.
Penalty shot. Nice.
Elias Pettersson and Brock Besser.
Oh, yeah.
They have amazing shots, but in different ways. Brock's kind of the right-handed shot.
God, that was so bad.
Who could just beat a goalie clean.
Yeah.
Kind of like Laine's shot a little bit. I would compare it to that, the right shot that can really snipe. And
I feel like
Pettersson's
it's more like
amazing.
Zibanejad.
Really?
Besser?
Yeah, I would disagree. I would say he doesn't have the one timer that Laine has, but as far as a wrist snapshot, I think they're pretty similar.
Okay.
Because
I'll take
I
your
think
word for it.
for me, Zibanejad's shot, the closest comparable is Nylander, who can snipe it when he wants
Swedes.
to. But yeah, and Pettersson's shot though, his is it's amazing how hard his shot is for someone
He's so
that small,
skinny.
Yeah, like
Oh
it's
my God, I'm so bad
crazy.
at breakaways right now.
I remember watching his debut, and he does this like crazy stick handle move, and then snipes it on Mike Smith of Calgary. And like at first, I had to like kind of do a double take. Like I'm pretty sure that hit the back bar in the net, and it did. It was incredible. He just like slung it there.
Yeah, no, that's like kind of like Mitch Marner in his first year, how he used to shoot the puck. He just used to like literally like sling the puck. It's really interesting. I mean, that's like penalty shot.
Yeah.
Do I have another chance to redeem myself? I do.
Do something fancy.
I had to win it. I'm sorry.
It was 6-0.
I missed one before though, so I had to score it. Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying. I would have done something.
Oh my God. We won 7-0, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just another day in the office.
Yeah, it's alright.
I guess it's fine.
I've scored so many like hard one-timers this game, like this like session.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Brock Besser, Spencer?
Brock Besser, I think he is not only an amazing player, but I think he's also underratedly one of the most. I say underrated a lot, but underratedly one of the most like genuine human beings in the NHL. I think he's like one of the reasons why I like him so much. I'm a Leafs fan, but I have a Brock Besser jersey in my room due to the fact that I just love his personality. I think he looks at the game as an opportunity rather than taking it for granted every day. I think that's what I would do if I was in the league, so that's why I love this player so much. And I think Brock Besser is just an amazing human being. Like, yeah, that's all I gotta say, really.
Yeah, I mean, there are stories about.
Yeah, he went to prom with a a girl with Down syndrome who had Instagram messaged him on, I think it was like some random account she had made just to message him, and then when the mom had found out that she had done that, she made her delete the account. But then Brock was like, actually, like, oh, actually, I really want to do this. Like, this would be really, really fulfilling for me. So he tried to contact her and eventually did, and ended up flying out to wherever she was. He was still at North Dakota when he was doing this, but it just shows the kind of person he is. Like, he didn't need to do it. Like, there wasn't the biggest press coverage of it. Like, obviously there was a story there, but it's just that he didn't need to do it, and he did, and he knew the impact it would have on the people, like seeing it, not just the girl he's doing it for, but like everyone around him and everyone looking in, like with binoculars almost, like seeing how even though you are so gifted and have this amazing ability, like you can still like just like be a good human being, and that's why I really like Brock Besser. So.
Yeah, his dad, Duke Besser's also got a really sad story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Oh my goodness.
He also was battling lung cancer.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And then I know last summer he had a giant heart attack.
Huh.
As well, because it was a big deal that he got to see Brock's return to when Vancouver came and played in Minnesota, which is where they're located.
Yeah.
The fact that he got to watch that was really nice, and yeah, no, Brock seems like he's a very likable person as well as player.
You love to see stories like that too, right? You love to see people who genuinely like deserve it and genuinely like feel like if they didn't have this, like they could do something else. Do you know what I mean? Like you feel like when you look at them, they wouldn't just be a hockey player. Like they could be a teacher. They could be like someone who could help other people, or someone who like cares about others. Like it's really nice to see that with professional athletes, because they're on such a high pedestal, especially with kids, that like I mean, just speaking from personal experience, I mean, we both, I'm sure, have heroes, right? That we look up to, and just seeing someone maybe from Vancouver that goes to Vancouver Canucks games, it, like sees this guy who does things for other people, even though he's making millions of dollars and doesn't need to do anything at all, he's still doing it. And that's I think that's really important for the game of hockey, is to have personalities and people like that who genuinely care about others. So
yeah.
Anyway, sorry about the rant of Brock.
The rant of Brock. Oh, he's
Bang.
worthy of the rant.
There you go. That was a nice shot.
I'm trying to think if there are any last great wrists or snappers here. I've forgotten. I'll feel bad.
Oh, nice save.
Man, I got robbed. Let me think. I mean, for all versions of his shot are incredible, but I mean, Ovi is the purest goal scorer that's ever lived.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a cheat code. I mean, Ovechkin definitely, every single shot he has is a weapon. That's just plain facts. I mean, it's dangerous that he has that in his arsenal, and it's so accurate. It's so consistent. Like, I don't think I've seen like Ovechkin miss many shots ever. You know what I mean? Like, fluff a shot. I've never really seen him like mess one up, unless like his stick broke, or like he just like lost a bit of like footing or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's never an opportunity where you see Ovi not hit a nice one-timer. Like, right. It's just, you always will get what you get with Ovi, and I think that's why he's so amazing, is consistency.
No, I agree.
And he's done it for so many years too. It's not just it's season after season after season, and you constantly have this narrative that, oh, Ovi's done after this year, Ovi's going to be done, Ovi's going to be done. No, Ovi is not done yet, and I don't think he will be for a couple of years until he breaks that record. I really think that's all he has going to like keep him in the league is this chase for Gretzky's record, and I totally think he can do it.
I think if as long as he keeps playing and doesn't go back to Russia, which
is a possibility.
It is.
People don't like to think about that as a possibility, but Datsuk did it. Kovalchuk did it. I mean, you couldn't imagine Ilya Kovalchuk leaving New Jersey all those years ago, but he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the biggest reason I could see him leaving is if the NHL doesn't go back to the Olympics.
Yeah.
And he said before that he really wants the chance to win a gold medal for Russia, which I understand. I mean, that's national pride is definitely something as well, and it's within his right to kind of seek that. So, I hope. I mean, the best solution is obviously the NHL plays in the Olympics. I think that's best for all sides, everyone involved. But if he stays and plays, I think you're right. I totally agree. I think that he'll pass Gretzky's record.
Mm-hmm. I think after this game, no matter how it goes, I think that's where we're going to end our first episode. So this has been a good episode. If I do say so. A lot of topics covered. I
mean, we're biased, but I think it's good. I had fun.
I had fun as well. I think that's what matters, really.
I'm just running through the teams in my head. Philip Forsberg's got a pretty good shot as well. And I'd say he is a pretty good comparable for Zibanejad as well. He holds the stick out wide like that, or out far.
Yeah, who would you say has like the nicest style of shooting?
Oh, the nicest style? I mean, all the distinctive ones are like beautiful to watch. I mean, Matthew's shot is distinctive.
I have one that stands out. I think that really is universal in my pick here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the god Ryan Reeves, his shooting style is uncomparable.
Revo?
Revo, 100%.
Yeah, Revo's pretty dominant. I mean, it's just it's something you can't teach. The elite offensive ability. I mean, the thing is, like, he is definitely more of an enforcer. He can score. He can skate. He can play.
He's not a Tom Wilson, but he's like in between that and a Colton Orr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Or a Mike Brown. Oh, nice try.
Matthew's shot, I get to see so much. I'd say Pedersen's personally.
Yeah.
Just because
I love his I love his slap shot because it's all arms. It's just so much length. It's so funny to watch.
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry, that's my fault.
No, it's okay. Yeah, no, it's a great shot to watch, and Vancouver is going to be.
They are
up and coming team for sure. Same with the Rangers.
Kapu Kako.
He just likes saying his name.
Yeah. You don't?
No, I do, but I don't say it in that voice.
Kapu Kako.
Yeah, what accent is that, right?
I have no idea. I thought it was Russian, but it really wasn't.
I do just want I want to mention, since we were talking about shooters earlier, I think it does a disservice if we don't mention this player, Steven Stamkos, I would say.
I think that's a very good.
He's definitely more. He's probably more famous for slap shots as well.
I think he's evolved as a player lately.
Yeah,
I don't see him scoring as much.
That's fair, but he did score 60 goals.
You're right.
I think the most recent 60-goal season. So, and his wrist shot is very nice.
Yeah.
And
No,
helps contribute to that.
Yeah, there's
so
no doubt that he is a really unbelievable shot.
yeah.
He's known for that. What about backhands? Do you like anyone with really an amazing backhand?
Oh, backhand. Well, I mean, quickly. I mean, there's two players currently in the NHL that stick out above the rest. Datsuk, I'd say, was in that category before he left, but the two Kane and Crosby.
Malkin? Oh, Malkin
No,
has a
it's Sid, man.
backhand. Oh, but you're right.
Malkin
Sid
has a good
the
one.
best.
Maybe even Malkin has a great one, but Crosby's is elite. I mean, his stick is almost straight.
Yeah. No.
And he just has so much wrist and forearm strength.
Crosby can shoot a puck top shelf with one hand. Okay? I
on the backhand.
I know. I don't understand how you can do that. I really didn't understand how he did that and how physics work like that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like you have to be so strong.
I've seen before. Crosby has done a backhand slapper before, dude. Like
really?
Wound up almost like a golf club. That's
hilarious. Oh no, my fault.
Oh no.
My fault. Shit.
Oh.
My fault.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, Kane, of course, he can score from the goal line on the backhand. Yeah. And Crosby's just so hard. I mean, backhands are so tough for a goalie to read, right? As a goalie, you'd say that.
Well, it's like it's the body angle, really. Like when you're shooting a backhand, I feel like your body's in such a weird position. Like you don't know where they're gonna fling it. Do you know what I mean? Because you have to open up your body usually on a backhand, and you don't know how much they're gonna open themselves up. It's a lot more hard to read than a regular shot where you see them like literally going for you. And like I don't know, I find it harder. Backhands, it's just such an unnatural look. Like the opposite way the blade curves, like the puck's like flat off of it, coming off of it. It just feels weird. And I feel like that kind of subconsciously gets you a little bit, but also I feel like it's typical to be tripped out by the backhand. So goalies kind of like think, oh, the backhand's like gonna mess me up, so it does. They kind of speak it into existence, but I think backhands are very hard to read, but I hate one timers. Those are my least favorite thing in the world. Or tips,
especially
tips.
in this game, you love it.
Tips are the worst thing in the world.
You love one timers in this game.
Oh, Jed scored.
That's huge.
We
just need this. It's a money puck, Spencer.
Yeah, it's a 2.
We're down 6-0 in this game.
Know,
it's first to 7.
I just tried not to say anything because I didn't want to really. Oh, they're gonna waste time.
Wow. Oh, what jerks!
What a bunch of jerks. Finish.
Oh, that's what they deserve.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get it to me. Oh.
We're gonna hold it.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's right.
Heading to OT.
Hey man, we were down 6-0. Okay, this is what we want to see as the last game.
Down 6-0.
Of the podcast. Okay, down 6-0. Let's see if we pull a Leafs or if we score.
As one of my former minor hockey coaches used to say is, we played the maximum amount of games, which is what you try to do in any tournament.
Oh no! Oh.
See, and no matter what, we played all the games we could have, and we went to OT. We were down 6-0. That's pretty good.
Yeah. No, it's all right. It's not how I would have wanted to end the episode, but it's just the way it has to be, I guess.
Yeah, it leaves us a little hungry.
Oh, 100% for next time.
Exactly.
Well, I have been Spencer Van Winters, and so thank you very much for listening to our first episode of the Seric Show, or the Seric Podcast, whichever way you wanna call it. I've been Spencer, and this has
Preferably
been
call
my
it the name.
co-host, Eric. How have you been?
You know what? I've been Eric. You know, I've been pretty good. That's me.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Remember to hit the like button and please subscribe for more content. And we'll be back next week for another episode.
Yes.
Thank you.
Smash that like button. Come on, you've listened this long and you're not gonna hit the like button? Like, what's wrong with you?
Smash that like button. Exactly.
Come on.
Okay. See you later, everyone.